So I was a stage 3 with nodes, which was not good at all. And I was very impressed with the fact we were hooked up right away with Jeff Meyerhart in gastroenterology, who was a wonderful physician, who helped guide us through all the different stages and the different options. What really happened was almost immediately is a complete bond and a communication. So if anything happened, Christy or I could contact him. We could, I can email Jeff and I'll get a response within a couple hours. That's just so wonderful. So that kind of support was wonderful.
Well, it's hard to overstate what a wonderful hospital Dana-Farber is at every level in terms of the excellence of the doctors and the nurses and everyone who's there, but also in terms of the kind of care you get, not just the diagnoses and the treatments, but the actual care of the people, by the people, is truly remarkable. And that's at every level, from the person who greets you at a window downstairs to the people who are taking blood to the people who are in the chemo rooms helping out, the volunteers as well as the actual staff.
I think you can explain it. One example would be, I was sitting in the waiting room and the doctors were around the desk on the other side, and this female doctor that I didn't know looks up at me and she looks me in the eyes and she smiles. And that just made so much a difference, you know. So it's that openness and the friendliness that really was really nice. There's a psychological part, like maybe I was in denial to start off with, so it felt, and it was suggested that maybe I should join a group and talk about it. And part of the therapy had been suggested to me is that I write it all down, and that's where that graphic novel came from. But more important was this group at the Dana-Farber, which was great. There was around 10 of us or so, and it was, as I say, it's a kind of club you never want to join, but once you're in, it sort of feels good. So everybody had pretty severe disease, in fact, more severe than myself. But they were all open, we talked, and were able to get things out. And we were able to say things to each other that you couldn't say to anybody else. At one point, I really felt I was doing too well by comparison to everybody else. So I really said to the group, look, I have to pull out. I just feel guilty being in this group. And a couple of the members came over and said, look, let's be optimistic. Let's hope you recur and you can come back. And I thought that was funny, and they thought that was funny. So it's a weird dynamic, you know. All the barriers drop, and you can sort of talk on a very frank level, and that was very useful for me.
As the caregiver or the person accompanying, I saw how wonderful the chemo rooms were and how wonderful the people were there. But there was also a group that I was put in touch with of caregivers that was guided by someone from the hospital there, and that was extremely helpful. All of the people who were there had family members who were in big trouble, and so everyone had something that they really needed some sort of support for, and sharing information and sharing sort of what kinds of things you could do to make life better, both for the person you're caring for and also kind of give yourself some strength to keep going. That was really very, very helpful.
Now that I'm 11 years out, I can sort of hopefully forget about the colon cancer for the time being. Since I wasn't in really great shape when I was a doctor because I didn't exercise, I have an opportunity now to exercise and get back up to a level that for me is a lot better than it was before, and that's a really good feeling. So part of what Christy and I want to do is that, you know, I'm exercising now anyways, but do other things as far as sports is concerned. At this point, I think we'll just concentrate on a wonderful relationship I've had with Christy and enjoy our life.